Hello again, and welcome to another adventure-filled Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. We are finishing up issue 15 with stage, I believe this is 54? 54. This is our kit for the week, but we are going to do some larger scale assembling. We're going to be mounting some stuff on the oscilloscope and control panel that we put together last time, and then we'll be mounting this in the floor pan that we have been assembling. So I don't think this will be terribly long, but we'll see. There's some cutting sprues and fitting pieces that will take me a little bit longer than other parts. First off, though, we need to build the kind of main body of this thing. We have AP, IP, and KP screws, it looks like, today. So, starting out, we have this control box, which is painted black on the front, and otherwise made of that kind of silvery plastic. I believe that that's just the color of the plastic rather than being painted, but matte black. On the front, we're going to be putting some switches in here and filling out this box. So we have that. We have two side panels that have the same part number, so they should be the same part. Pretty basic side panel with wings on the sides. And those are going to fit right into this. Grooves on the sides. And they just fill out the sides like that, so that it's flush on the top. The wings are up. Now we're going to take another silver panel, this one, and this is going to form the bottom of this. Now, there's 6 holes, 4 for the post, and more that are going to support where this is mounting. So this overhangs with these 2 lugs up away from the switches. So if that's our front, flipping it over, this is the back with the overhang. So the overhang opposite side from the switches. It's all held together with 4 AP screws. Okay, so there we go, 4 screws in the bottom, and we have a block. So, we now need to deal with some switches. There are 2 types. There are 2 of these with sort of the wide kind of T-shaped bases, and there are 5 of these ones with the round pegs that are a little bit longer. Looking at the front, the round pegs go in the round holes, and the T-shaped ones go in the flat holes. So, yeah, we're just gonna cut those off with sprue cutters, clean them up a little bit, and pop them in. They should just friction fit. So I'm being pretty careful about how I cut these off, but it occurs to me that most of that peg is going to be inside the box, so if you're a little less careful than I am about it, I don't think that will be the end of the world for you. And these are much easier to deal with than those tiny little silver switches that went on the radio unit in the dashboard. These really just push right in, no problem. Okay, so we got the 5 basic round ones on there. Those look fine. I do like the contrast actually between the glossy plastic and the matte paint. I think that looks really interesting. You get a little bit of a two-tone, even though it's black on black. Next up, I'm going to do the shorter T-switches. Okay, so we end up with the 5 circular knobs and the 2 kind of switch or stick out knobs, whatever they're supposed to be. So that looks okay. Now we are going to attach this to our oscilloscope from last time. This is actually going to go on the underside, and the overhang plate will be the mounting surface. So on this one, we had the 2 recessed holes here. Those 2 lugs go in that. And it's going to sit like that. I've got it upside down right now, obviously, so I can do the screws. This will be held in with 2 more AP screws. And we're going to be careful putting screws in so we don't put any pressure on those metal legs holding the control board up. So there we go. 2 screws underneath, and that is held on sort of cantilever like that. This plate we have here, it's a large gray kind of matte plastic, just basic, is going to go on as well. The mating side is this with the 2 lugs. We are going to leave the, I think 6 lugs here, 6 plus a pin out. So again, flip this over. Those 2 lugs are going to match up with 2 lugs here, and there's a hole for the pin. And this is 2 eyepiece screws to hold this together. Okay, with 2 screws in the bottom, we have our board, oscilloscope, and switches like that. Now we just need to put these sort of faux brackets on. We have 4 of them. They do stick together a little bit. Again, they are like a silver painted tin. Might even be a clear coat on them. Just kind of basic L brackets. And these are sort of faux supports for this, though I suppose in some sense they'll provide a little bit of rigidity. The holes are an okay lineup, and they're all held on with KP screws. So I'm going to kind of lean them up loosely, and see what I can do to get them all to fit. Trying to fit 4 screws per bracket is going to be iffy when the holes aren't perfect. I think I need to do the screws on the bottoms first, or I won't be able to get the screwdrivers past them. Really doesn't help that these metal pieces are magnetic, and I have a magnetic screwdriver. Okay, getting the first one started with a non-magnetic screwdriver helped. Okay, so that's what a bracket's going to look like. So, like I say, these screw heads, you got to get them started at least, because it's going to be tough to get your screwdriver past the other screw heads. It's all pretty close tolerances. If these are sticking out and loose, you're not going to get one past there. But you can get it started and then get the others in, and then tighten everything up. So I got one on. I'm going to go ahead and get the other 3. So there's one on that spot, one there, and then 2 more on the opposite side. Okay, and there are 4 straps on. And yes, I did drop a screw, and no, I don't care. I still have 4 more spares, so they give you plenty, even if you drop some of these tiny little screws and can't find them. So, yeah, a couple of sets of straps and all the screw heads to go with it. And, yeah, honestly, you know, I thought it was going to be decorative, but since you only had like the 1 set of screws in the back holding it together and a couple of screws here, you're actually getting a lot more connection points between these. So, not bad. Holds it all together, and the metal strapping's a nice touch. So that's it for the parts tray. Tray's empty. Throw it over there, the cat's gonna go play with it. But we are not done. I gotta bring in the car, not the whole car, but our rear section of the car. And I did glue down, I actually glued down the tie wraps on these cable straps so it's a little neater. And this is gonna go way out here, because we're going to attach this in the back. We gotta route these long cables through. These snake under the control board, and they go to points, 2 holes on the back here. I had never even noticed them until now. So they go to those somehow. This is very difficult. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that was not terribly fun. The working principle there was basically use slightly more precise tweezers and push the end much closer to the end. I definitely thought I was going to damage the rubber, and I may have, so it may break in some point in the future. That may break off. So it is in here now. Now there's a screw that's going to go here. That one's going to be easy. There's a screw on the other side of this that is going to be quite a bit tougher to get in place, and I definitely will not be able to use my normal screwdriver, and I'm not going to be able to use that one. It's going to have to be one of these guys. Yep. So let's get this one in, so at least we're in the right place, and then we will fight the other one. These are IP screws again. We have 3 of them. I say we have 3. We're going to use 2. We have 1 spare. If I drop it. I think what we actually need to do is get that screw sort of in place first, and then lower this whole thing. Okay, screws in the hole. Screwdriver's on the screw. Yeah, that helped. Okay, and we have that secured. So we now have this rear deck with a jump seat and a control board and oscilloscope there. So there we go. And yeah, that's it for build 54, the end of issue 15. Next time we start, of course, on 16. So if you want to see that, click on the cat to subscribe. Check out that playlist there for Ghostbusters videos. We do those on Wednesdays. And you can also check out the DeLorean build videos. We do those on Saturdays. Have a good one. Have a good one, guys.